MG is what's known as myasthenia gravis. It is a neuromuscular autoimmune disease, and I have a subset form of it called MuSK positive myasthenia gravis.
My mom struggled with symptoms for months before being diagnosed. It started off small. Her vision was blurry after the COVID vaccine. These symptoms got worse after the second shot. I distinctly remember that me, my sister, my mom, and my nana were all out shopping. My mom was driving and she noticed that her depth perception was very off. Everything she saw was double. My sister and I were just terrified because she had to close one eye to drive. The symptoms were getting worse and she tried everything. Eye exercises where she would track her finger around the room. Eye doctor's appointments to see if her vision was just getting worse. She went to doctor's appointment after doctor's appointment. At one point, our entire family temporarily went vegan because we thought it was linked to issues with diet.
How would you describe your life when you were undiagnosed? Like still having symptoms, but like you didn't know what it was yet?
Frustrating, very, very frustrating, knowing that there's something wrong, knowing that you don't feel well, knowing that you get up every day exhausted, can't perform regular everyday activities, people not being able to understand you, losing tons of weight because you can't eat, and going to doctor's appointment after doctor's appointment and them treating you for something else that it isn't, and just not knowing what's going on, but knowing that there is something wrong. The most difficult part, I think, would be the fatigue. I have major fatigue. By midday, I am extremely exhausted. No matter how much coffee I drink, I just can't get rid of the fatigue. And being that I work, I have children, I have a home, I have a husband, it's kind of hard to do normal everyday life activities if you're just exhausted. Not to be so cliche, but my children are my motivation. I know that at the end of the day, I'm still their mother, and I still have to be a mother and be the best mother and the same mother that I was prior to my disease.
And it shows. Even when she's tired, she'll drive me and my sister places. She makes sure we get to and from school, she cooks and cleans, and even when I ask her if she needs help, she will insist that she doesn't. My mom is by far one of the strongest people I know. Then we finally got answers. A myasthenic crisis is a serious complication of MG caused by a weakness in diaphragm and chest muscles responsible for aiding in breathing. Without these muscles working as they should, it becomes hard for people to get air in and out of their lungs.
When you had your crisis back in December, how would you describe that?
It was very scary because at that point I did not know what was going on. And on December 10th of last year, December 8th of last year, I was just standing there and I took my heart rate and doing absolutely nothing, and it was 130. So with all the symptoms that I had going on, my heart rate being 130, I had no idea what was going on with me. So, and then being out of breath just from going to the bathroom, just from walking to the front door. So when I went to the hospital and they treated me for being dehydrated. 2 days later, I'm back in the emergency room with 160 heart rate, just going to the restroom, out of breath, double vision, can't speak, can't swallow. And finally, someone took a look at me and saw what was going on with me and was able to give me some answers. And it took me being almost, I wouldn't say dead because I don't think I was that close to death, but I could have been had a diagnosis not been found.
Oh, it's tough. You think a lot of times of things like this, disease or someone being diagnosed when you're a lot older. You know, it's always the mindset thinking that these things happen when when couples are a lot older, or individuals, single people, doesn't matter. But sickness nowadays, it comes at any age.
While she was in the hospital, I would FaceTime her, and she didn't really look like my mom. She was tired and high off the medicine they gave her. Her face was droopy and her eyes weren't right.
Like, moments she'd be stuck at the hospital, and I would be worried because it's hard for me because I don't know what's going to happen to my mom.
Do you think it's changed you in any way as a father?
The only way I can think of is more of a nurturer. Most men are looked at as protectors and not nurturers. That's always a mother's position. So to have to put yourself in those shoes, it changes. It changes a lot of your emotions. But most importantly, it humbles you more than anything.
My mom sees herself differently, but all of us don't. To my sister and I, she is still our beautiful, amazing, hardworking, and hilarious mom.
Like herself, she doesn't think the same about her anymore because her self-appearance and stuff like that because of medicines.
And, like, has that changed how you look at mom?
No, I always think my mom is beautiful.
Love you. I'm here for you. I'll support you, and regardless of what happened, I'll always be by your side.